Hello, this is Vaygrim, and on this episode of Hot Blocks, I would like to talk to you about the digital miner from Mekanism. The digital miner, new block added to the Mekanism mod. Mekanism is a mod done by Aidancbrady and a team of other very industrious worker bees. The Mekanism's digital miner was just recently added as a mining automation solution. Very, very nice looking block. I believe the model was made by Archadia. And needless to say, this beast of a machine has a lot of capabilities under its belt. It is, in fact, it may not look like it, but it is a actual 3 high by 3 wide block. 3 wide by 3 wide, and is actually 2 blocks tall. So it's got some strange dimensions, but despite the fact that it's a 3 by 3 by 2, it's actually crafted as one single block, and I can show you. We've got some more of them over here. Right there, digital miner. Stores energy, is upgradable just like other machines in Mekanism, but we'll go into that later. Now, I'd like to show you, there's some actual neat details to the underside, to the model itself. You can see, there's this friendly control interface, but you can actually access the unit from anywhere. Click on it anywhere, and the GUI comes up. That's just a neat little touch that the model designer put in. Now, on the top, you'll see that black square right there. That black square is actually what's called the fetch port, basically. The fetch port is one of the neat features that you can actually use, but basically that is where you can put an inventory, a chest or a pipe that's sending an inventory, where the miner itself will actually, instead of just mining blocks, it will mine and swap out blocks. Yes, that means you can actually take resources from out of the landscape through teleportation technology that this mod uses and pull it directly into this miner. Now it's got a fixed range, of course, and it's got power consumption that it has to go through. But what it can do is, instead of leaving massive holes in the landscape that you have mined out, basically strip mining, this is a targeted miner, a discrete, a quiet miner. And what it does is actually mines out resources, and if you give it a supply of blocks, it will swap out those resource blocks for stone, cobblestone, dirt, whatever you want to put there. Glowstone if you want to light up some caves below your complex. I like doing that. I think it adds a certain amount of style. It's fun too. Kind of expensive on glowstone. But on the back, there's this black square. This is where the actual mined materials get ejected out if you turn on auto eject. Now this block actually does have its own inventory, and it will fill up this inventory first. But there is, turn this off, auto eject is an option. You'll see right here on the left hand side, eject on. That means now what it will actually do is kick out all of its mined materials from this back port there into an adjacent inventory or an attached pipe. Now, just for the sake of demonstration, what I'm actually going to do is reset this monstrosity. We're going to set it up. It's got an item filter. And I think I have something set slightly. There we go. Now, one by one, it is going through and mining these blocks and replacing them with glass, as you can see right there. This happens to be glass from the chisel mod because I like chisel and it makes things look nice. But it is one by one, slowly and methodically, replacing each one of these blocks that it has found within its search radius. And as you can see, there's the miner itself. 3 blocks by 3 blocks. Beauty of a machine. we have now replaced every single one of those wooden panels with glass. And there, I used birchwood slabs on that. That's funny. There was actual material that was mined out. Here's the replacement block that I put in. All you have to do, and I'll just reset this and clear it. You can just shift left click to clear that out. Get a block, you put it in there, and it puts a ghost copy right in there. What this is the replacement block. You give it a supply of replacement blocks, and every time it mines something out, see right here it says to mine, but earlier it actually found 9 blocks to mine. But basically what it does is it actually mines out that material and then replaces it with one of these. That is an automatic function, doesn't take any extra power, that's just what it does. Now, this beast has a lot of capabilities that you can actually do with it. The GUI is quite complicated, and I've got a couple of demonstrations. I'm going to step over through the curtains here first. Now this is just a simple demonstration of the GUI itself. Now instead of, you can't attach power to the external sides of these things. Any one of these side faces you can actually attach a battery directly to, or you can stick a battery right in this top slot here, which is what I'm doing. I'm putting an elite energy cube, 32 millijoules, or megajoules, I'm sorry, megajoules, as used by the Mekanism mod. But basically, what you can do is you can attach power to the external sides of this. Any free available space that you want to. If you want to put power in through the top, or again, just charge up an energy cube and socket it in there. Now, ultimate energy cubes are very nice for this because they have 128 megajoules, which is a lot of power, and that goes a long ways for mining. So, we have the digital miner config. Now, normally you go in and it looks exactly like this. I am going to turn on auto eject. What that means is what I mine will come out this back port right here and out this logistical transporter, which is again something from Mekanism itself, and it'll spit it into this bin, which is a Mekanism storage Mekanism storage block. So what we're actually going to do is we're going to go in here. You go config. We can't really start yet. It won't start. It says running, but it says to mine 0 because we haven't told it what to mine. We'll reset it. It's set to auto eject. Now we have the option of silk touch, but what silk touch does is what it sounds like it does. It silk touches all the blocks that it mines up. Unfortunately, in the process of doing that, what it actually does is burn a lot of extra power. So, be careful how much you use this. You'll run your battery down real quick if you use silk touch mode. Now, just for the sake of fun, I'm going to leave that off because I don't mind getting cobblestone. Auto pull. This is the option. You see auto pull right here. If I click that, auto pull uses this port up here to pull other resources. If I wanted to mine, say, cobblestone and swap it for dirt, I could do that, and I could put a chest or a barrel even with dirt being piped straight down into that. Or I could fill dirt in this inventory right here. Now I'm actually not going to do that. We're just going to mine out for demonstration purposes. Now this is the daunting part. This is the part that loses everybody, is the configuration screen. You have radius. Now I'm going to reduce this down to 4. Basically what that means is 4 blocks out from the center block of this machine, which is basically, this is 1 block out, 2, 3, 4. So right out to here, basically. And then 2, 3, 4. That's not right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Vaygrim can count. Woohoo! So basically that's going to be our mined area, is what we're looking at. If I set this radius to 4, it's 4 blocks out from the center in any given direction. Minimum is actually Y level. Now 0 means it's going to go all the way down to bedrock, and max means it's going to go all the way up to a maximum level of 60. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to boost that to 65. This is where people start to get a little worried about things. Now, what you can do is new item filter. Let's say there's a whole bunch of wool I want to mine out from under my base for whatever reason. I could stick one in there. Gray wool, save. It will look for that. Now, we're not going to mine out gray wool. I don't have a massive vein of wool underneath my base. But what we can do is clear out and use a or dictionary filter. So if we did, I think we can do cobble. Okay, so basically what I did was a wild card, star, and then cobble, star. So anything that has cobble in the word that is in the or dictionary, registered or dictionary entry within Minecraft, modded Minecraft that is, it'll show up right here, and you see right here we have a block that is cobblestone. If I hit save, it's going to start mining out. Now I can actually hit start. And why is it not calculating properly? Give me just a second here. Oh, haha, I know why. Cobblestone doesn't occur naturally. That's because I'm being silly. So I will have to do stone. Nope, stone is not a valid entry, but I can do star, stone star, which means cobblestone, and all sorts of other types of stone. I'm going to save that one right now. Actually, let me see if I can refine that further. There we go. Stone. That's better. And we're going to set that back all the way down to bedrock level. So basically, what's going to happen here is I'll hit, it says idle right now. If I hit start, it's going to calculate, and it finds 4,158 blocks beneath it. Oh yes, hello there yourself. So right now you'll see we have a steady stream of cobblestone coming in and storing itself in this fun little chest right here, this bin with Mekanism. So basically, you can see it in operation. Let me get rid of this wool. Materials come out through this back port, and if I was swapping out every piece of mined stone for something else, say dirt, I would have a chest up here that would be putting dirt into the actual digital miner as it operates. Now this thing does use a steady supply of power for every single block that it actually mines out. Unfortunately, that also goes up, as I said, if you use Silk Touch mode. I'm not worrying about it right now. I just need some cobblestone. This is actually going to mine out all of the stone and cobblestone from Y level 0, bedrock, all the way up to right under my feet, which will be very, very interesting to say the least. We're going to leave that running. We'll come back to that. So the mech miner is a miner. It's an automated miner, but you can also do a lot of other interesting tricks with it. For example, let me set that aside. I'm going to go over here to my chest, and we've got some ore blocks in here, right? Let's see. I'll do gold ore. Diamonds. Diamonds are always important. Coal. And where did I put iron? Why can't I never find iron when I want? There's iron right there. 4 different kinds of ore. Now what I'm going to do is come up to this mech miner that I've got sitting idle. Now this is set up similar to the other one. It's got a pipe coming out the back, but that pipe is dumping to several of these bins instead of just one. I'm preparing myself for lots of mining. So with this one, it is completely default. Another energy cube right there, freshly charged. I'm going to set this to auto eject again because I want it to kick out the back through here. So auto eject is probably going to be something you're going to be turning on a regular basis unless you're doing short burst targeted mining. Now, for the sake of demonstration, I'm going to turn Silk Touch on. We'll do configuration. I'm going to leave all of this default, radius default, but instead what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to do some specific filters that I want. This is material that I need, that I happen to be low on right now, and is very important to me. Diamonds are important to everybody. Now, I've got all of those filters set. I've got iron, gold, diamonds, and coal. From starting all the way down at bedrock, coming all the way up to Y level 60, and I happen to be standing at 65, with a radius of 10, so that means 10 blocks to the left, 10 blocks to the right. Technically, that's 21 by 21 block area, something like that. I'm going to hit start, and it has found 518 targets for me. There's one coal block. Silk touched, as you'll notice, it's not coal, it's coal ore. There's iron ore. This should be diamond. Here's more iron. Yes, more iron. And it's going to keep going one by one. Let's step across the hallway here and see 57. And you've got quite a ways to go. Now, what if we wanted to speed this up? Now, there is something that is called a speed upgrade. Now, speed upgrades are very, very useful. I'm just going to give myself numerous ones of these. And you'll notice right over here, all Mekanism machines have these slots right here. This is basically an upgrade socket, and there is energy upgrade and speed upgrade. And what I can actually do is just drop those in there, and you'll see it start to process 2 times faster, 3 times faster, 4 times faster, 5 times faster, 6, 7, 8, and finally 9 times faster. This is when it really starts burning through the mining. Look at the speed. It is hauling. This is fully upgraded, and that is actually not something that's easy to do. It's not hard to do, but upgrades are very, very difficult. At least averaging difficulty. In early game, you start to do those mid to late game. So you're not going to have a digital miner fully upgraded right away. That's going to be something you're going to work towards. But it is hauling through this bedrock. And you notice, look at that pipe. Woo! That thing is really outputting. It is really going. And you can actually hear the breaking of the rock. I wonder if we can actually find some of this. Oh, Osmium ore. Hi. Now this is actually a super flat world, so it's a little weird, but here we go. It is starting to break, and we're finding these pockets. We'll leave it going to create an absolute mess, and we'll come back to it in just a moment. Now, this one is still going. Only 1 diamond ore so far. Boo. But we've got 13 iron ores. We've got 22 coal ore, which actually means we'll get way more than that if we bust it open with, say, fortune, which would be really nice. Same thing for the diamonds. So it's still running, and it's still got 478 to go, but this is at a base operating speed. I haven't upgraded it at all. Now, if you upgrade energy, basically what energy does is it not only increases this internal power reserve, which isn't very much at all, it also lowers the operating cost for both the base power per action, basically the base cost of energy it takes to mine something, but it also reduces the cost for silk touch. So that's something very nice to think about. You can also remove mods if you want to by going over here. I'll show you in this one again. We can step over to our mad mining machine. Oh, Jiminy Christmas. Okay, that thing's going absolutely bonkers. I want to remove one. Just left click it again, left click it again. We'll just get those things, take them with us, and slow that monster down just a little bit. Now, the whole point behind the mech miner is what it was originally called. The digital miner's whole entire point is to be able to do targeted mining without marring up the landscape with massive holes, something that we are very, very keen on when you have a server. You don't want giant holes dotting about the landscape. Servers have actually started up policies of mining ages specifically to prevent this from happening. With the digital miner, you don't have to worry as much about the mining age. You can targeted take out the resources from the landscape without even disturbing the ground above or below. It's very, very nice, and it's very friendly. Now, there's some other tricks that I'd like to show you with this. At least one last real trick that I think is very, very spiffy. Right over here, I've got a nifty little house that I've made. And it's a boring house. I'm not going to lie to myself about it. I've got a bed, table, some amenities. But I want to change that. I think that I can make something better looking. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take out some of my resources here. I think it'll fit. It will fit there. Hey. Socket a battery in there. Now first, I grab myself a cobblestone here. Want to... What am I standing on? Y level 64. Awesome. So I'm going to set it to a minimum of Y level 63. It's just below my feet. And I'm going to set it to a maximum of 70. Up in the air, straight above. Radius of 10. I'm going to keep that the same. Item stack. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to put cobblestone in there. And I'm swapping it for redstone. As you'll see, I'm slowly going to redecorate my house. One block at a time. Now, if we want to, let's go in here, socket some upgrades in this bad boy, and speed up the redecoration process. Yeah, that's going to look real nice when I finish it. So, did you start with an ugly house? Something that you actually have sentimental attachment to, or you just don't want to move your stuff out of? You can always upgrade it with a mech miner. Replace it. Interior decoration, the high-tech way. It's actually very, very cool, very clever. Something we thought about with Aidancbrady after the device had actually been created. Just kind of a nifty little trick you can do. I'm going to grab a log here. Because after this finishes, and we'll come back to that, after this finishes, we can see what's happening. Now, how are you doing? 2,800. Okay, almost 2,900. Still a little ways to go. We'll leave it to its task. How's this one doing? Now you'll notice these are really nice, quiet, simple. They're not an eyesore in the landscape. It does look like a large cybernetic gorilla, as Archadia put it, but you know what? I think it looks kind of cool. I like it. The model is very nice, very high-tech, and very advanced. Bits of it light up as soon as you give power to it. Just all around very interesting. But, 4 diamond ore, 41 iron ore, and I had something else in here, didn't I? I had gold. I don't think it's found any gold yet. I've had a bad streak of that, apparently. Maybe I should have put a larger radius on it. Anyway, let's go back and check on our house real quick. It looks like some of the last bricks are swapping out. Whoop, and it's done. It turns off. Now, we've got leftover cobblestone. We've got bricks that never got used. And here is where we get real snappy. I'm going to change the swap out block, reset, config, and instead of cobblestone, I'm going to do spruce logs. We're going to do start. And now, we're going to swap out all of these logs for some nice stone slab. It's going to be very snappy looking. I think you'll be very happy with it. Slowly but surely, this house gets a makeover. We could do it even faster if we socketed some more speed upgrades in there. Just think, being able to change out the walls of your building on the fly. You don't like the stone inlay? Change it to wood inlay. If you don't like your floor, change it to carpeting. Whatever. No problem. Flexibility, capability, works silently, leaves the landscape intact with so much more. Now, let's see if we can cause some real chaos. There is one last capability that I think you can do with a miner. I've actually got one in my inventory already. I'm just going to steal a battery and this little thing called a void chest. I'm going to dump all of this excess garbage. And I'm just going to hop right over here. This is a nice super flat overworld that I made. Let's put down, whoops, our miner. battery. I'm going to do auto eject, and we're going to stick basically a bottomless trash can on the back there. Let's do configuration all the way up to 70, radius 10, whoops, wrong one, and let's do everything. What's going to happen? Let's find out. We'll come back to that in just a minute. So, let's see. You have found me gold. There we go. So basically what it's doing is when you tell it specific things to search for, it searches in a grid going down layer by layer by layer. It finds all of those, it locks onto them, and then slowly works back through those layers to fetch them for you one block at a time. Now this one's going really slow because I haven't upgraded it, but no, I'm in no hurry. It's okay. 6 diamond ore, 1 gold ore, 53 iron ore, 98 coal. You can basically mine an area out with 100% efficiency. You are causing absolute chaos and destruction. Let's see. Yep, here we go. This is what it looks like when you mine all the stone out of an area. We'll come back to that in just a minute. So, I'm really impressed with this block. I really like it. I really think that Aidancbrady has done an amazing thing by adding this to Mekanism. It really puts Mekanism on the charts in terms of capabilities. There is another automated mining capability that is now also server-friendly and flexible. You can adjust it with the configuration files. If you're a server owner that likes things more difficult, or a player that likes things more difficult, you can actually boost or you can lower the energy consumption, or you can disable the Mekanism miner, the digital miner, entirely just through configuration files. It's very flexible, it's very capable, and I really like it. Now you don't have to rely just on quarries or on the arcane bore from Thaumcraft or on the laser drill from Minefactory Reloaded. Minefactory Reloaded's laser drill doesn't actually drill, by the way. It just produces ore out of thin air basically over a set time period. Just kind of pops them up regularly. I'm not sure I'm a big fan of that because that basically means unlimited resources. The Mekanism's digital miner is actually pulling the resources out of the ground. It is actually finding them and actually mining them, and either leaving a hole in that spot or filling that hole with something you want to swap it with. Your choice. The basic end result, though, is that you're not just producing out of thin air, you're actually mining. It's just a very efficient form of mining. Now you'll notice on our nice little house here, did I run out of... I think I ran out. Oh, I didn't set it high enough. Did I not set it high enough? Wow. Way to go. Let's stop, reset, configure, and let's do 75. Why, oh why? That is very interesting. I think I found a bug. Log orientation changes the targeting. It'll only do vertical logs, not horizontal. I'll have to talk to Aidan about that, but the basic gist of it is what we've got now is a nice house. We've upgraded the walls. We've upgraded the corner postings. We would have upgraded the roof. Small bug. We'll get it ironed out. And even our front step has been ironed out. It's very, very nice. All swapped, all done on the fly with the digital miner. It's not just a miner. It's also an interior decorator. Now let's see what kind of chaos this thing is causing. Okay. And, oh, we also have this one right over here. And I tell you what, let's do. Let's get some more. A nice stack of these. Let's really crank away at this and see what happens. Now, what I've done with this machine is I've actually put a star, just a wild card, as the only thing in an ore dictionary filter, which means that anything and everything that is registered somewhere in Forge's ore dictionary will actually get pulled out and mined. And in this case, will get completely spaced. So what's going to happen? Basically what that means is that this digital miner is going to actually make a 21 by 21 hole in the landscape. You can actually do raw digging and landscaping with this thing if you want to. If you want big square holes like a quarry can give you, this machine can do it also. It just wasn't designed with that purely in mind. It was designed to be friendlier and nicer to servers and to games itself. So, what's happening down here? Wow, that is going to cause a raw amount of chaos. Whoop. That's a pretty large area. I think I'm going to drop that down. Configuration. Let's do 5. Wow. Took out some of my set. Well, let's put that back. Awesome. So as you can see, it's chewing away the landscape, basically in its own strange mathematical pattern, and it will make that hole straight down if that's what you so choose. It's just not the original design. So that is the Mekanism miner. Mekanism miner is an automated mining machine, architectural redesign machine, interior decoration. It slices, it dices, it makes Julienne fries. I really hope you found this entire segment useful. I would like to be doing more episodes like this in the future for more interesting and sometimes new or overlooked blocks in mods. So, keep me in the loop on things. Let me know what block you think is interesting that nobody else uses. So many people that you have played with on your servers or in your games just do not know about it. I would love to hear about it in the comments. I would love to know. Please get in touch and keep me in the loop on these things. My name is Vaygrim. And as always, we have one last update I would like to do. Yeah, see, it's still making progress. It's still going, and it's still got mining that it's pulling out. And it is draining the heck out of that battery. That is the Silk Touch mode. Now, if we go over here, this one still has plenty of power, and it's mined far more because it's not using Silk Touch. That's the difference in that Silk Touch mode. It really eats into your power reserves if you don't watch things. This has been mining only this little amount, and it's more than almost half on that battery from what it originally was. It's approaching half very, very quickly. So that's very, very interesting indeed. Very interesting. Anyway, let's see. Yeah, and I think the house finally finished. We'll leave that to its own devices. So I think what we're going to do at this point was we'll wrap things up. We have one miner causing raw chaos and destruction over here. We have other ones that are sucking the very resources out of the landscape and doing quite a good job of it, I think. I think this is going to be a real good wrapping up point for this perspective. You guys can start to see, now what it's doing here is it's basically going to leave all of the ore, oh hi Bat, floating in midair. See, there's a chunk of copper right there. Down there, some power ore for Dartcraft. This is, what's it called? Amber-bearing stone from Thongraft. That's coal. Yeah, big chunk of thaumium right there. Anyway, it's kind of mining in reverse, but still, it works and you can do it. By the way, off in the distance, you see these giant trees. That's one of those big redwoods that are put in by Natura. You can actually stick a mecha miner on top of that with a log, and you can mine all the logs out of a tree. It's very, very useful. You can do it with a lot of larger trees from redwood that are put in by Biomes of Plenty. Works in all sorts of stuff. It's very, very nice. Anyway, my name is Vaygrim. I would like to thank you very, very much for stopping by and watching this segment on the mech miner, the new block added in, the digital miner. And hopefully you'll swing back by and watch some other block spotlights. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.